Well, if you're like me, sometimes we just take today's events as a moment of learning from the past. And it is very interesting to learn from history. Sometimes we learn things that we should continue doing. Sometimes we learn things that we should stop doing. Sometimes we learn things that just inspires us to do more. And sometimes we just appreciate relationships from the past and and where we are today. August 10th, Saturday, was such a day in Kinangop, Nyandarua County, when we gathered to celebrate the 90th birthday of Mzee Guuru Muiruri and also his wife Keziah and Njoki. And you know, this event has really motivated me, it has inspired me, it has educated me, especially on the basis of history, because it brought back memories of when I went to Karimangao's High School in 1st of April 1988 as a high school teacher. And when I went there, I found there was no Christian Union. There was no difference between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday. All days were the same. The only difference is that over the weekends, there were more red skirts and white blouses and green jerseys hung in the lines because the girls were cleaning their clothes, or they were cleaning their rooms, or they were just relaxing out there. But there was nothing like worship. There was no Christian Union. And I was so shocked and surprised because I just come from college where I had grown so much spiritually through the fellowships and through Christian unions. As usual, I always ask myself, what does it mean to be right of the world? How can I become the right into this dark situation? I ask myself, how could I be the agent of meaningful change? And so I walked to the office of the principal, the late sister Catherine Udoni Keziah, and I told her, with your permission and support, I could start a Christian union here, and the girls would have an opportunity to worship, their character would change, their relationship with God would change, they would probably perform better, and we would have less trouble in resolving issues of discipline. And she looked at me and said, well, you can go ahead and start, but there's no kitty, there's no vote head for funding Christian Union. So if you start, it's up to you to know how you're going to fund. And I don't want you to come asking me for money to fund trips for weekend challenges or trips to other schools or to host such events here. We don't have money for that. And so I went out of her office grateful that she had given us the permission to proceed. But I also went on an assignment of prayer and thinking, what would be a good source of income for the Christian Union so that the fear that the principal had that we were going to keep going there to ask for money is dealt with. And the Holy Spirit just put in my mind, what if there was a school canteen entrusted by the Christian Union to the Christian Union? Then they would raise the money and they would be able to spend it and do many other things. So I went back to her. I said, would you kindly allow us a room which we can use as a canteen and probably give us the first stock? Well, she didn't give us the first stock, but she gave us the permission, the room and permission to run the canteen. And we started the school canteen managed by the Christian Union. And then the next question to me was, I've never done business. Where do I start from? I don't know business. I have no experience. And so I started asking people, the things that girls would need in a school canteen, where am I likely to buy them on a wholesale price and bring them to the girls so that when they sell at retail price to each other, at least they'll have a profit margin. And most of the people that I asked, they directed me to one wholesale in Donyejero. The wholesale was owned by Mzee Guuru, Muiruri. So I went there, I talked to him, introduced myself, and right from the first day, I admired his character, admired his work ethics. This Mzee Guuru Muiruri is a quiet man, a man who is focused on what he's doing. And so I started just admiring him. And so we started buying biscuits, shortcakes there, sweets. We started buying things that the girls would need, just the normal, usual things that girls need so that they can easily find them there. And the Mzee Guuru Muiruri was so friendly and so nice to me for the time that I kept going, to the extent that I started admiring him as my passive mentor. I didn't tell him, but I took him to be my passive mentor in business, because we started working. We had a good working relationship. We would take stock, I would pay, would go back, sell, make profit, come back. And over time, I even thought that probably he could give us the goods on credit. And then so that I don't have to keep coming and going back. And when I talked to him, he looked at me. He said, Mwalim, let me help you. If you want to be successful in business, don't get into credits. Just buy whatever you have, the money for what you have, sell it, come back. And even when you go to sell, do not allow credits. Don't just live on cash terms, and you'll live peacefully with people, and there will be no broken relationships. And I'm telling you, I'll never forget that lesson from that man. So I went back and told the girls in the Christian Union, the man who is supplying these goods to us has taught me a lesson today, that we should not be lending out things to our customers, because we'll get into conflicts. So the girls wrote there in big letters, no credit, cash terms only. And that's a great lesson. And it is actually supported by the scriptures, because the scriptures tell us that we shouldn't owe any man anything other than the debt of love. Of course, the context is different. It's different from that. But Mzee Guuru Muiruri, since then, remained a good friend of mine. And later on, I got to know his son, Dr. Andrew Muiruri. I got to know him because we had a shared passion for the community. We shared values of helping the young people, especially through sports. So we would pool our meager resources with him and buy trophies, buy gifts to give teams to play in Donyojero field. And so through that, we ended up getting to know each other. And out of that passion, the Lord even expanded our engagement with the community. When it was time for an organization called Forten Bridge to come to Kenya, and they asked me to make a recommendation of a person whom I knew would become the national director for the organization, I did not have to think twice. I didn't even have to pray about it, because all along I had seen Andrew Muiruri engaging the community with his own resources. So I asked myself, what if he had resources from an organization for the community? He would probably do much, and he did exploits that expanded our networks and engagement. And so we continued working together. His wife Catherine was a teacher just like us in the nearby school. We ended up being family friends. We watched our children grow. And so this time round, it was to celebrate their parents. What a great day it was. I will forever remember this birthday celebration, because what I heard people say is how precious the parents are. Pastor George brought the word, and the word was very nice, very warmly. It spoke to us in different ways. Then I also got an opportunity to give my message to the family and to my friend and mentor, Mzee Guuru, and his wife, Njoki. It was a precious moment. I felt so fulfilled to be speaking to a 90-year-old, and I really desired and wished I could be at that level. So I learned so much. I had the privilege to pray and bless a 90-year-old plus his wife and speak to them. You you can tell by the smile on my face. It was a beautiful, very inspiring evening. Then came to the highlight of the day when that place became an altar, and the entire family came to the front just to mm, just to unite and bond, dealing with the issues of their past, forgiving each other, expressing their love and unity to each other. It was humbling to see the tears from their faces as they greeted each other. I just saw a new chapter for the Guuru family. I just saw a new chapter, a new dawn for the Guuru family in their unity, in their love for each other. And it was just such a great moment. And I wish to take this opportunity to uh, ask you, viewer, you know, some of the things we ignore might turn out to be where our blessings are. For example, the way we relate to our parents is so important. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 1 to 3 is clear. Children, obey your parents. And there are two consequences right there. One is when we honor our parents, we will live longer. Of course, all of us want to live long. Secondly, whatever we do will be blessed and will prosper. Of course, all of us are running up and down looking for prosperity and blessings. Well, it probably only needs us to honor our parents. So this event of honoring the parents really inspired us, spoke to us, and challenged us. It was just a beautiful day. Then it came to the part for giving the gifts. Oh, you should have seen the joy on the faces of these parents as they received blessings, gifts from their children. You should have seen the joy and fulfillment of the children, shaking the hands of their parents and giving them the gifts and showing and introducing their children and grandchildren and great grandchildren. These relationships are worthwhile. And I am so, so grateful to Dr. Andrew Muiruri for organizing and putting this together, because so many people received their blessings. The parents of Catherine are friends of mine, having visited them on a dowry visit at their home in Narwa. And the mother is she's very passionate and very warm and very eloquent. So she brought the gift of honey, several liters of honey. I, I actually loved the symbolism behind the gift, especially the way she was explaining it, that this family is so sweet, that the only thing she could give them is honey because it is sweet. You know, some of these things, they are so powerful. They mean so much. When you go back and think about relationships of in-laws being described as sweet as honey. Uh, and I want to encourage my viewer to just pursue relationships with your parents. Settle scores with anybody among your siblings. Settle your issues with your in-laws, because there is a blessing that comes out of that. And long after this long history, you wonder how God works, because Christianity is a religion of relationships. That Dr. Andrew Muiruri, whom I met those many years, is today the chairman of the GOA board. See, just relationships. And he is also in the board of Karema Girls High School, where I was teaching. The world is small. Life is about relationships. And this is why in my series on the power of relationships on my YouTube, I have taken time to encourage everyone to surround themselves with positive relationships, relationships of people who add value to your life, people who can speak to your life, people who can encourage you, people who can get out of you the potential that is there, because relational poverty has caused so many problems to so many people. And my viewer, I hope you're blessed to watch the celebration of the 90th birthday of Mzee Guuru Muiruri and also his wife. Good food, good food, good food. Dive In Hotel specializes in quality and quantity. They they don't compromise quality and quantity. Everybody ate quality food until we had leftovers, and we actually were more than the number that was expected. Congratulations to the family of Muiruri. We also like the way they team up and do business together. They have they have done something very special for Nyandarua County. That's the only place you can find a warm water swimming pool in a cold Kinangop area. It is the only place you can go and not complain about the quantity of food or the quality. It is the only place where you can find organic food. And I am so proud to be associated with the Guuru family and to have a friend and also chairman of our board, Dr. Andrew Muiruri. And I hope that we can have many more people like this who will transform their villages and communities and bring the resources there without necessarily taking the resources away from there and creating employment right there. So with that, let's all wish Guuru Muiruri happy 90th birthday and his wife a happy birthday. Of course, you know, we don't talk much about the age of the ladies. My literature teacher told me that women and music are not dated, so we don't really major on the age of the mothers of women. I know they may not mind, but that was not our focus. So happy birthday. May the Lord bless you. I encourage you, go and celebrate your parents. Go and honor them in the best way you know how. Might not be a birthday, it might just be a call, it might just be a visit, it might just be taking your children there for them to see them. It must just being with them. That's all they need. God bless you. Thank you. Keep it right here on this YouTube channel. Thank you.